Have you ever wondered why some kids grow up with a different view of the world, even when they live in the same country, speak the same language, and watch the same cartoons? Well, today we're talking about something real, something honest, something that people often avoid. The difference between white kids and black kids. But this isn't about division. This isn't about blame. This is about understanding. Because when we understand how kids grow up differently, we can build a better future for all of them. Let's break it down, clearly, calmly, and truthfully. Number one, different parenting styles, same love. Let's talk about how kids are raised. Some people say, white parents are too soft. Black parents are too hard. But the truth is, it's not about harsh or soft. It's about survival. Black parents often raise their kids with strict rules, high expectations, and tough love. Not because they don't care, but because they do. Because they know the world might not give their child a second chance. Because they've seen what happens if you're not careful, respectful, and alert. On the other hand, many white parents, especially in safer environments, can afford to be more relaxed. They negotiate. They explain. They let kids express themselves more freely. Neither is wrong. They're just parenting with two different sets of rules from the outside world. It's like two teams playing the same game, but one has to play uphill. Number two, family gatherings and culture vibes. Now here's where things get joyful. If you've ever been to a black family gathering, you know it's full of life. Loud laughter, music bumping, kids running around, food that fills the soul. It's more than just a meal. It's a whole event. Even when money is tight, black families often lean on community. Aunties, cousins, neighbors, everyone plays a part. That sense of we got each other is strong. White family events may be more quiet, more organized, more focused on just the immediate family. There might be a schedule, a guest list, a bedtime. Again, not better or worse, just different cultural rhythms. But here's the beauty. No matter the noise level, the setup, or the music, it all comes from love. Because in both families, you'll find parents, grandparents, and siblings trying their best to build memories and raise strong kids. Number three, where you grow up changes everything. Let's start with the neighborhood. White kids, especially in suburban or middle-class areas, often grow up with green parks, safe sidewalks, good schools, and big playgrounds. Their parents might choose the neighborhood based on the school ratings or how close it is to work. But for many black families, the story is different. Not because they don't want the best for their kids, but because history has blocked the door. Redlining, housing discrimination, generational poverty. It's not just history. It's still shaping where many families can afford to live right now. So while white kids may ride their bikes through wide streets and attend well-funded schools, black kids in many areas deal with underfunded education, fewer resources, and less security. It's not about who works harder. It's about what they're working against. Number four, the talk versus a talk. Most white parents give their kids a talk when they grow up. Be careful with strangers. Don't text while driving. Call me when you get there. But black parents often have to give the talk, capital T. It goes like this. If a police officer stops you, keep your hands visible. Don't wear that hoodie at night. Don't talk back, even if you're right. This is real, it's painful, and it's necessary for survival. Because while white kids might see the police as protectors, many black kids are taught to be cautious, even fearful, because of how the world may treat them. And sadly, many of those warnings are backed by experience. This kind of talk changes how a child sees the world and how they see themselves in it. Number five, when race becomes real. For many white kids, race isn't something they think about much. They may not even notice it until someone brings it up. But for black kids, race is something they're aware of from a very young age. They notice when people treat them differently. They hear the jokes at school. They feel the stares when they enter certain stores or neighborhoods. They hear stories from older family members about injustice. This awareness builds early. It's not something they choose. It's something they grow up learning to live with. Some people say, let's teach kids not to see color. But color isn't the problem. The problem is how society treats color. The better approach is this. Let's teach kids to see color and still treat each other with kindness, dignity, and fairness. Number 6. What happens in school isn't always fair. Let's go inside the classroom. Research shows that black children, especially boys, are more likely to get suspended, expelled, or punished for things white kids are simply warned about. The same behavior, two different consequences. When a white kid throws a tantrum, it might be seen as immature. When a black kid does it, it's labeled dangerous or disruptive. That's not discipline. That's bias. And bias doesn't just hurt feelings, it shapes futures. It can decide who gets to stay in class, who gets labeled a problem, and who gets a second chance. Number 7. Who they see on TV and who they don't. Representation matters. When white kids turn on the TV, open a history book, or watch a cartoon, they often see people who look like them. Doctors, presidents, teachers, superheroes. They grow up believing, I can be anything, because they see it. But for black kids, it hasn't always been that way. For decades, the people who looked like them were shown as sidekicks, villains, criminals, or not shown at all. Even when black kids are shown, they're often limited to certain roles, like athletes, musicians, or entertainers. Now, of course, things are improving. We have more black actors, authors, and leaders in the spotlight than ever before. But we're still playing catch-up. Because when a child doesn't see themselves in powerful, positive roles, they start to believe maybe they don't belong there. And that's not just a media problem. That's a confidence problem, a dream problem. Number 8, slang, swag, and social style. Culture shapes how kids speak, dress, and act. Black kids often grow up surrounded by expressive language, rich slang, and bold styles. The rhythm of speech, the confidence in movement, the creativity in how they express themselves, it's magnetic. From fashion to music to TikTok dances, black kids often set the trends that everyone else follows. White kids may also have fun, unique styles. But what's interesting is this. A lot of what's cool in pop culture today came from black communities first. The problem? Black kids don't always get the credit or the protection when those same styles are judged as unprofessional in school or threatening in public. What's trendy on one kid can be seen as trouble on another. So yes, there's a difference, but it's deeper than clothing. It's about how society responds to those differences. Number 9, mental health and hidden pain. Let's get serious for a second. White families, especially today, are more open to therapy, journaling, and talking about emotions. Kids are encouraged to name their feelings and seek help if they're struggling. Black kids? That hasn't always been the case. For a long time, mental health in the black community was treated like a secret. Be strong. Don't talk about it. Pray it away. Why? Because generations of trauma taught black families to push through pain, not talk about it. But thankfully, that's starting to change. More black parents are saying, it's okay to cry. It's okay to talk to someone. You don't have to carry it alone. This shift is powerful. Because strong kids aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who learn to ask for help when they do. Number 10, equality is not the same as equity. Let's talk about the big picture. A lot of people say, I treat all kids the same, or race shouldn't matter. And yes, good intentions are there, but let's pause. Imagine 2 kids starting a race. One has brand new shoes, a clear track, and a head start. The other, they're barefoot, carrying a heavy backpack and starting 10 steps behind. Treating them the same doesn't make it fair. What they really need is equity, giving each child what they need to succeed. White kids and black kids are both full of potential, but they're not handed the same opportunities. So the goal isn't to ignore differences. It's to understand them, to respond to them, and to make sure every child, no matter their color, can grow, thrive, and dream big. Because when one child rises, we all rise. Let's be honest, let's be better. This wasn't a video to blame anyone. It wasn't to say one kid is better than another. It was to shine a light on real things many people don't talk about. The truth is, kids are kids. They laugh the same. They cry the same. They dream the same. But the world doesn't treat them the same. And until we face that truth, we can't fix it. So whether you're a parent, teacher, or just someone who cares, let's stop pretending these differences don't exist. Let's start doing something about them. Because when white kids and black kids are given the same love, support, and chances, they don't just grow up different, they grow up stronger, together. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more honest content that inspires change.